And now where we are in our lives, that relationship no longer serves us. And I would hate to keep arguing with them and keep building negative memories instead of building and relying and thinking of the good memories that we had.
Can I ask you something, Miss Evelyn? Do you know what her pain is? Because the only reason a person would behave in this manner,
we're not going to
consistently,
and we're not going to do that. She does not have a behavior problem, and that's not.
First of all, your finger in my face is not going to work for me.
But then I ain't calling you. It's going to work for me. Because I don't appreciate you keep throwing out his names. Brother, I'm darn. You know, she said, listen, full time, I've been called.
Nobody thought it would come from Evelyn's mouth, but now that it has, the Braxton family may never be the same again. In a shocking leaked audio clip that's now making its rounds across social media, Evelyn Braxton confirms that Tamar did, in fact, sleep with Michael Jr., her sister Tawanda's longtime on-and-off partner. Yes, you read that right. The same man who was practically family, the same man who helped raise Ashley, the same man who once called Tamar his little sis. According to Evelyn, this wasn't just a rumor, it was a betrayal that rocked the entire Braxton household, and the matriarch had kept it a secret for years to protect the family's image. But now, the truth is out. Tawanda is shattered, Tamar is silent, and Michael Jr., he's reportedly gone into hiding. Buckle up, this is the revelation that's blowing the Braxton dynasty apart from the inside out. The shock of Evelyn's confession was still sending ripples through the entire Braxton fanbase, but it was Tawanda's reaction that finally broke the internet. Hours after the leak, Tawanda went live on Instagram. No glam, no filter, just pain. Her eyes were swollen, and her voice cracked before she even said a word. "I knew it. I always knew," she whispered, staring directly into the camera. "And they all gaslit me. My own mother, my sister, they told me I was crazy." The chat flooded instantly with hearts and tears as fans watched Tawanda unravel in real time. She didn't yell. She didn't curse. But the silence between her words? That hurt more than anything. She went on to say she'd confronted Evelyn about the rumor years ago, but was told to let it go for the sake of the family. "They told me it was just jealousy, that I was insecure. I started to believe I was the problem." As her voice wavered, she added, "But now the truth is out, and it's worse than I imagined. Because now I know my pain wasn't just in my head. It was real, and they let me sit in it for years." As that clip went viral, fans immediately turned on Evelyn. The woman once seen as the voice of reason was now being slammed for enabling toxic behavior and protecting Tamar at the expense of Tawanda's emotional well-being. Hashtags like #JusticeForTawanda and #EvelynKnew began trending on Twitter. Meanwhile, blogs began pulling up old Braxton family values clips where Evelyn had suspiciously defended Tamar, even in situations that made no logical sense. One moment in particular from season 6 resurfaced a scene where Tawanda asked Evelyn why Tamar always got away with saying the most disrespectful things. Evelyn's response, "That's just who she is." Now fans were looking at that moment in a whole new light. Just when the heat couldn't get any worse, an anonymous tipster sent screenshots to multiple media outlets, allegedly showing text messages between Tamar and Michael Jr. The messages, which appeared flirtatious and emotionally intimate, dated back at least 5 years, overlapping with the time Tamar was married and Michael Jr. was supposedly committed to Tawanda. One message from Tamar read, "I miss the way we used to talk late at night. You understood me more than anyone." Another read, "If things were different, maybe we could have really been something." Michael Jr. has remained silent since the leak, but insiders claim he's been unreachable and possibly out of the country. Meanwhile, Tamar's reps issued a brief and vague statement, saying, "Tamar will respond when she is emotionally ready. We ask for privacy as she processes the situation." But that wasn't enough for the public or for Tawanda. Fans flooded Tamar's comment sections demanding accountability, while others speculated that the leaked messages were just the beginning. Some even suggested that Evelyn only confessed because someone was about to leak the full story anyway. and she wanted to get ahead of the narrative. That theory gained traction when a popular gossip YouTuber claimed to have audio of a confrontation between Evelyn and Michael Jr., recorded secretly in 2022, and hinted that the full tape might be dropping soon. In the meantime, Tamar's silence is only fueling the flames. People aren't just waiting for a statement. They're waiting for confession, apology, or total collapse. Because this isn't just about a betrayal, it's about a family that marketed sisterhood, healing, and God's grace, only to unravel in the ugliest way imaginable. And now that Evelyn's truth has cracked the surface, fans want to know, what other secrets are buried under the Braxton name? The silence didn't last forever. Just as the pressure hit a boiling point, Tamar Braxton broke her silence, but instead of offering a public apology or even addressing the scandal directly, she posted a video that left fans stunned and, in some cases, furious. Dressed in all black, her face solemn, Tamar sat in front of a dimly lit vanity mirror, staring into the camera for a full 30 seconds before saying a word. Finally, she leaned forward and said, "Sometimes the people you love the most will paint you as the villain just to cover their own guilt." No names, no direct acknowledgement, but everyone knew exactly who she meant. The comment section erupted. Some fans took it as a sign of denial, while others claimed it was classic Tamar deflection. But what made the post even more confusing was the caption, a single quote, "God knows the truth, and that's all that matters." Tamar's refusal to directly deny or confirm the leaked texts or Evelyn's confession only added fuel to the fire. In fact, within hours, Michael Jr.'s ex-girlfriend from before Tawanda, a woman named Clarissa, who once had minor involvement in the Braxton Family Values production team, jumped into the fray, reposting the video with a comment that shocked everyone. "You was bold enough to sleep with him, but not bold enough to say it out loud now?" With that one comment, the internet flipped again. Old cast and crew members started coming forward anonymously, saying there were whispers for years about Tamar and Michael Jr.'s weird closeness. One crew member claimed they walked in on Tamar and Michael Jr. alone on set more than once, and that the body language was inappropriate for in-laws. Another insider shared that Tawanda once requested her dressing room be moved away from Tamar's during a taping weekend in 2017. Now, fans were asking why none of this was ever aired, and more importantly, who was protecting who all this time? Meanwhile, Tamar began losing followers by the thousands. Several brands she had deals with started quietly removing her promotional content. A rumored Amazon collab was put on indefinite hold, but instead of issuing any formal apology or even a clarifying statement, Tamar doubled down, going live just days later and telling fans, "The devil will try to destroy you using the people closest to you, but y'all can keep watching 'cause I'm still standing." She ended the live with her infamous line, "Get ya life," followed by a smirk. The internet was divided again. Tawanda, for her part, hasn't said another word since her breakdown, but her Instagram bio was quietly updated to read, "The truth hurts, but silence destroys." Evelyn has also gone ghost, and insiders claim she regrets ever speaking on the matter. One close family friend even alleged Evelyn called Tamar crying after the leak, saying, "I didn't mean to hurt you, I just couldn't carry it anymore." Tamar reportedly responded, "You already did." At this point, the family group chat is said to be dead. No one's speaking, not even Trina. But fans aren't done talking because they believe more is still being hidden. Rumors are now swirling that WeTV producers have unreleased footage from a cut storyline in Season 6, where Tamar and Michael Jr. were confronted by Tony about inappropriate text messages. The footage was allegedly pulled to avoid lawsuits, but if the story keeps spiraling, fans are demanding it be aired. Because now that the Braxton family's darkest secret has been confirmed, every frame, every silence, every eye roll and awkward laugh hits differently. Just when it felt like the family had completely shattered into silence, Trina Braxton finally stepped forward, and what she shared changed everything. In a live interview with a local Atlanta podcast called Sisters Unfiltered, Trina didn't hold back. She made it clear that she was tired of holding secrets, tired of watching the family drown in lies while the public dragged their names across every platform. With her voice steady but her hands visibly shaking, Trina said, "I saw something that night, and I've carried it for years because I didn't want to be the one to blow it all up. But now, it's already blown." She went on to describe an evening in 2018 when the family was together during what was supposed to be a small Braxton reunion dinner at a rented cabin. She recalled that Tawanda had gone to bed early, and Tamar and Michael Jr. stayed behind drinking. "At the time, I didn't think anything of it," she said. "But when I woke up around 2 a.m. to get water, I saw Michael Jr. sneaking out of Tamar's room. He didn't see me, but I saw him." The room fell silent. The host was stunned. Trina continued, "I told myself it was innocent. Maybe he just went in to talk, maybe they were watching a movie, but something in my gut told me it was more." Fans immediately clipped the audio and spread it across Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. People were shook. The theory that Tamar and Michael Jr. had a one-time slip-up was completely destroyed. This wasn't a random mistake. It was a repeated betrayal that Trina had seen with her own eyes and carried in silence to avoid being the messy sister. But now, she said she realized silence was part of the problem. "My loyalty to keeping the family looking whole only made us rot from the inside. And now, we're all infected." The internet didn't know what to do with that. Some praised Trina for finally speaking up, calling her the only Braxton with real accountability. Others dragged her for waiting so long. "If you saw it, why didn't you speak up then?" one commenter asked. But the truth is, the damage had already been done, and the scars were permanent. Tawanda has since moved out of her home in Atlanta and is reportedly staying with a friend in Dallas. She has not returned to social media, but sources close to her say she feels completely gutted, especially after realizing so many people knew and said nothing. Tamar, still avoiding direct comment, posted a photo of a closed Bible and captioned it, "He who is without sin." The post received thousands of comments, most of them asking her to just admit it. Meanwhile, Michael Jr. is still nowhere to be found. Evelyn Braxton, the woman who started the fire by finally speaking the truth, has reportedly cut off communication with all daughters for now. "She's overwhelmed and embarrassed," a family source said. "She thought her truth would bring closure. Instead, it brought collapse, and maybe that's what it took." The Braxtons built their brand on gospel, glamour, and sisterhood. But behind the cameras was a truth too ugly to keep quiet anymore. The betrayal wasn't just sexual, it was spiritual, emotional, familial. And now that it's in the open, no one is coming out of this clean. This isn't just another Braxton family fallout, this is the one that changed everything. Evelyn's long-buried confession shattered the illusion. Tamar's silence screamed louder than words, and Tawanda's tears revealed a heartbreak we never saw on reality TV. With Trina finally breaking the silence and confirming what many suspected for years, the weight of betrayal is no longer just speculation, it's fact. The question isn't just did it happen, it's why was it covered up for so long? How many secrets have the Braxtons carried in the name of protecting an image? How many wounds were dressed in silence? If this shook you, if you watched this unfold and felt the pain behind every headline, hit that like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications because this saga is far from over. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should Tamar finally admit it publicly? Did Evelyn betray Tawanda or try to protect her? Let's talk about it because what's whispered in private eventually echoes across the world.